I need another way to learn and I'm getting frustrated and I don't like that I can't ask for what I need. Um, you know, when I go in and need to do things, I find myself avoiding doing things and I'm by myself. So unless I have a friend with me and I don't want to pull out Google Translate, I just want to learn how to be independent and learn this beautiful language. It's what I want to do.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Jill, why you are here in this session?
Uh, mi esposo, he's having great difficulty with Spanish. So I find I'm not speaking it enough to be confident. I do speak it all the time, whatever words I do know, and I manage, but I would rather speak fluently. You know, because the Spanish is the language here. It's not English, and I don't expect everyone to speak English. So if I don't learn Spanish, then I'm on my own.
Excelente, excelente. James, why you are here in this session?
Because I want to be able to communicate and understand my wife's humor in Spanish. I want to be able to engage with her family who they don't speak, her mom doesn't speak English. And I just want to communicate, you know, I want to be able to like get to know Ticos more, and I live here, so I got to learn it.
Thank you, thank you. That is a question that I always, that is how normally I start the interview with my potential students. Why did you want to learn the language? So why did you think you need to study Spanish? Because in Costa Rica, we speak English. Why did you need to study Spanish? So everybody has a different goal that why learn the language. So to communicate with the family, like in your case, my grandma doesn't speak English, so I want to go to the farmer's market and to understand the prices when I ask the cost of something. So when I go to the pharmacy, when I am, so now it's easy if you take an Uber because we use an app. But imagine 15 years ago, nobody has an app. So you need to try to express where do you want to go. So you need to try, you needed to try to speak. Everybody has a different goals. Sometimes, Wagner, I just bought a restaurant. All my employees, they are ticos. Say, you know what? You need to learn the language, definitely. You need to understand everybody in the restaurant. You need to know not only the language, you need to know the culture. You need to know the laws in Costa Rica. You are running a business. You don't want to lose money, you need to learn that. And now I have some very good reviews or experiences about my students. Wagner, I have been learning language for 2 years, but last month my husband was at the hospital. Nobody spoke English there. So I want to say thank you because everything that I learned, everything that I say there is because I learned it from you. So the Spanish, to learn the Spanish was very helpful for me to try to see what was happening with my husband. You know, because I am not a rich person, so I can go to the Biblic, I can go to SEMA hospital. I needed to go to the public hospital. So, but now I feel proud of me because it was possible for me to communicate. And I said, you know what? That is amazing because even sometimes it's hard for me that speak Spanish to try to understand other person. You know, that is part of the process. And I have, before to start with the session, because today I want to show you the methodology that I use to teach Spanish to my students. Probably 7 years ago or 8 years ago, I received one student. I received a message, hey, Wagner, I want to learn the language. Okay, so can we have a meeting in person? Yes. When he came to the school, I saw that he was, at that moment, 89 years old. And the first thing that he told me was, Wagner, I need to say sorry. Okay, why sorry? Because I want to learn the language. Well, but you don't need to say sorry if you want to learn the language. No, Wagner. I need to say sorry because I have been living in Costa Rica my last 50 years and I never try to learn the language. That is why I say sorry. After 50 years living here, I decided to learn the language. But why you never try it before? Wagner, my business with people from United States and Canada, my family, everybody spoke English. My friends, everybody speaking English. My kids in international high school. My wife also speaking English. So it was not necessary for me to learn the language. Okay, you are right with that. So, but now my question is, why after 50 years living in Costa Rica, you want to learn the language? His answer was, Wagner, now my girlfriend is Tika. Now my girlfriend is Tika. Wagner, I need to speak the language. Okay, but wait. Now I have one more question. How old are she? Because you are 89. Oh, Wagner, yes, my girlfriend, she's 79. Ah, okay, very good. She was 79, not 27, not 25, not 89. So, but the good thing with this is, at that age, he wanted to learn the language. So, because that was the other point. She wasn't speaking English. So, no, the girlfriend only Espanol. Okay? Everybody has different languages. Learn Spanish is difficult. Well, everything, I don't want to say that that is difficult. I want to say that learn a language, it's a process. Wagner, can I be fluent in 6 months? Okay, are you intermediate high? No, I am completely zero. My answer is no, you are not going to be fluent in 6 months, even if we study 8 hours per day. So because learn a language, it's a process. So in 6 months, even if we study 8 hours per day, probably it's not possible to be fluent. If you are intermediate high, in 6 months, you will be perfectly fluent, but not if you are beginner. The best example of this is, Jill, when there's a new baby in the family, after how many months the baby say mama or papa?
Yes, 7, 8, 9 months. Yes.
Sometimes 11, sometimes 1 year. So it's not something that the baby is speaking 1 week after was born. But during all that time, the baby is absorbing information. Yeah. What the mom said, oh, you are my beautiful baby. Oh, you look your mom. So all that information is what the baby is receiving, but it's not able to say something until the baby is 11, 12, 13 months after that. It's the same walking. The baby is not going to walk 1 week after was born. It will be a process. And with as many things in our life, learn a language, it's a process. People has a different ways to learn. I don't know how Jennifer learned. I think that how you told me, like, Wagner, I need to see what I am. I need to see what the other person is saying. Is because probably you are more visual. There's other people that they don't need to read, only listening they are learning. And there's other people that they need a combination of both. So everybody has a different style of learning. That is why when somebody asks me, Wagner, what is best, to read a book or to listen a podcast? Well, that is depends of how you learn. Yeah, it's not like a one, it's better than the other one. It's depending of you, depending how you learn. Okay. But talking about the Spanish, why I teach Spanish? Well, obviously because I am a manager administration. Yeah, I love restaurants. But when I was working in restaurants, I realized about problems that the people have when they want to speak the language. And I started with that idea, and at the end, my destiny gave me the opportunity to open my own school 15 years ago. And what I am trying to do is, Wagner, I am in Costa Rica. So Jill has 2 years, Jennifer has 2 years, Jill, I don't know, James, for how long have you been here? But sometimes we have a student that they say, Wagner, I arrived Costa Rica yesterday. So you need Spanish today. You cannot wait 1 month or 1 year to learn perfect Spanish to speak. No, if you go now outside, the 90% of the times, you need to use the language. And what I try to create is a system that I wanted my students use to make sentences in Spanish. This is funny because sometimes, I don't know if it's your case, but sometimes we have students that they use only single words. For example, if they are in the restaurant and they say cerveza, what happened? Obviously, the waiter is going to bring you a beer. If you are in the same restaurant and you say baño, it's obvious that the person is going to show you where is the restroom. If you are in the supermarket and you say, I don't know, manzanas, the person is going to understand that what you want to get is to buy some apples. But that is the point. People think, sometimes students, they think like only using single words, they are speaking Spanish, and that is not true. We have also other students that they speak, I say, salad mode. Do you know what is that?
Nope.
Bill, what is a salad?
Salad.
And
That's a
so
salad. How is the salad? How is the salad?
Oh, it's all mixed together.
I was gonna say like Spanglish, like they mix it both.
Exactly. So, Wagner, what happened? I want to cry. Why? Because I speak Spanish and nobody understands me. Maybe the person speak like a salad mode. They are speaking Spanish, but everything is mixed up. So I know that you are speaking Spanish, but honestly, I don't understand. Why? Because everything is mixed. We have also sometimes a student that the only thing that how they speak is with the translator. For me, I suggest to use the translator, but I don't want that you feel that it's not possible for you to speak if you don't have the translator. Yeah, that is the point. Okay, you can use it. Try to use the translator only with the word that you don't know. And I understand this is similar like the example that now there's many people that they use the cell phone only to see the result of 2 + 2. You know, they use the calculator, only 2 + 2 is 4, but this is something that we used to do with our brain. But now people sometimes they think like if they are not using the translator, they are not speaking well. The other situation, Wagner. So my problem is that when I listen something, I translate that, I listen in Spanish, I translate to English, I think in English, I translate to Spanish, and when I want to say the answer, now the conversation is 400 ahead, 400 meters ahead. Yes, because that process to translate you lose time. Imagine that the easy thing is that you know what the person is saying. But if you don't know what the person is saying, you lose more time trying to think what's the meaning of that word. Those are styles of my students. Okay? With the system that I am going to teach you, the student is not going to speak salad mode because you will put the information, I call it the 5-finger system. So you will use your fingers to produce sentences in Spanish. And you will put the information in every finger. So you will put the lettuce in one finger, the carrots in the other finger, the tomatoes in the other finger. So after you do that, everybody is going to understand what you are saying. One person, when you speak using only one word, it's using the finger number 5. The person is not using 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Wagner, you are crazy. Yes, I am a little bit crazy. I am crazy, but my students, since the first day, they learn, actually, today, you will learn the system. After this session, you will be able to create complete sentences. See this example. Jill, James, Jennifer. Can I say this in English? Today, I want to eat pizza. Can I say that? Sí, see this. Hoy yo quiero comer pizza. Exactly the same order, the same words. It means that you have the system in your brain. More time. Today, I want to eat pizza. Today, I need to go to the bank. Tomorrow, I should go to your house. If that sentences are correct, it means that you use the system. But the difference is that the information that you have, it's in English. What you need to do is one upgrade and put information in Spanish. And if you have information in Spanish, you will learn where you place that information with the idea to create complete sentences that everybody is going to understand. Actually, if you use sentences following the system, you will have more problems after that because people is going to understand that you are native. That is the situation because you are creating completely and correct sentence. Okay? Do you want to learn the system, Jennifer?
Sí.
Sí. Jill? James?
Claro.
Bueno. Okay. Let me show you this. Well, this is our website. I will show you it later. Here we have the location that we have. We have a lot of material here. I will share with this with you. You can get all this material completely free. Okay. So this is the system. Learn Spanish with our 5-finger system. Okay. Bien. What's the structure? Okay, Wagner, do you know how to say finger in Spanish? How do you say finger in Spanish?
Dedo.
Dedo. Now remember that we will use the 5-finger system. In this case, you will use your fingers because when you are thinking, remember I said like sometimes you don't have the papers with you, but you have your hand with you. If you remember the order, you can follow that with your hand. So let me put here finger 1, dedo 1, finger 2, dedo 2, finger 3, dedo 3, finger 4, dedo 4, and finger 5, dedo 6. Remember, people who use only one word in the conversation, they use only the finger 5. It's not exactly incorrect because you can communicate using only one word. But remember that the mistake is if you think that you speak Spanish using only single words, because unfortunately, sometimes we need to use complete sentences, okay? Okay, here we have the structure finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, finger 4, and finger 5. Okay, this kind of sentences. Okay, Wagner, how many ways to make sentences can we use in Spanish? Many. So we have many different ways to make sentences in Spanish. If you are beginner, you don't need 20, you need 1. So you don't need 12, you need 1 to start. And this is what I suggest. With this system, with this structure, you are going to create sentences with specific intentions. Sentences with a specific intention. Okay, Wagner, why specific intentions? Because also we have another system where we create sentences that they don't have a specific intentions. If not, they are a fact. Okay? These sentences has specific intentions. And also we can call to this structure the structure where we use 2 verbs together. Okay? 2 verbs together is not the same than if you have more than 1 verb in the sentence. If not, the request here is that they should be together. So we will place the verb number 1 in the finger 3 and the verb number 2 in the finger 4. Wagner, do we have the same in English? You have exactly the same in English. Okay? Verb number 1, verb number 2. Okay? Jill, question. How many verbs do we have in English?
Verbs, probably hundreds, if not,
100?
well, the hundreds, more than 100. Yeah, I have no idea the number.
James, how many verbs do we have in Spanish?
I have no idea.
No idea. Jennifer,
Too many.
many. If you give me how many verbs do we have in Spanish, you can get 1 year completely free of Spanish classes. But don't Google
1,000.
it. Don't Google it.
30. I'm not gonna do it.
My guess
Okay,
is 1,000.
see this. In Spanish, we have 15,000 verbs. 15,000 verbs. But in English, you have 25,000. So you have more verbs in English than us. But we have a different other ways to conjugate verbs that makes them difficult. Okay? Okay, in the system, remember this. We will have 2 verbs together. And there's one golden rule. The golden rule is the verb number 1, it should be conjugated. And the verb number 2, it should be infinite. In our regular program, we explain everything about this. Why? Because sometimes the students, they are not learning Spanish because they don't understand English. So if you don't understand English, that is your mother tongue, you are not going to learn other language. For example, if I ask to my mom, Mom, please, could you tell me what is an adjective? That is something very simple. But maybe my mom, she can say, I don't know. But in my case, I am completely sure that she used the adjectives perfectly when she speaks. But sometimes the person is not able to explain that. That is exactly what happened with students that they speak only English. You use the grammar, but maybe you don't understand the grammar. In the first part of our program, we explain that. So there's something, this is only one big difference between English and Spanish. Your nouns, what is a noun? James, what is a noun?
Person, place, or thing.
Exactly, person, place, and thing. And in English, you have only one characteristic. What's the characteristic of the nouns in English?
They're capitalized.
Okay, what else? Jennifer, Jill, what do you think is the only characteristic of your nouns in English? I am not talking about the characteristic per se of every object, if not talking grammatically.
I have no idea.
Not
It's been a couple of years since I was in high school, so you know.
Jill, but it's exactly what I said. Don't feel bad for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine that how you can get a new language if you don't remember about that. The only characteristic of the nouns in English is that they have number. When we say number is singular and plural. You say car, cars. You say church, churches. You say book, books. However, the big difference between Spanish and English is that in Spanish, our nouns, they have two characteristics, not only one.
Oh, L or L off.
Because we have gender. So
Ah.
you in English, you have only singular and plural. But we in Spanish, we have singular, plural, masculine, or feminine. Only that situation makes a difference in the language. Probably you don't know this. Personal pronouns in English, I, you, he, she. What's the next one?
We,
It,
or they.
they. See this. I, you, he, she, it. We and they. In our case, we don't have it. In Spanish, doesn't exist it. And do you know why? Because in our case, we have masculine and feminine. And that is the reason why you in English, you have it. Because you don't have gender. So you need to use something to replace the gender and you use it. Small things like this are things that I love to explain, because when the student understands this, oh, you are ready to understand the Spanish. Okay? But remember this, let's go back to the structure. In the structure, we have the 5 finger. In the finger number 3 and the finger number 4, we use 2 verbs. What is a verb? An action. That's the only thing that I want that you learn. A verb, it's an action. We use thousands of actions during the day. In this structure, the verb number 1, it should be conjugated. The verb number 2, it should be infinitive. Wagner, I have a problem. I don't know what is an infinitive verb. I don't know what is a conjugated verb. Okay. Let me go here. Student resources. Remember that we have 15,000 verbs, but in this process, the student is going to study only 77 verbs. These are the most important verbs in this step. Okay, here you can go to my website and you can study them. In the website, you can see the verb in Spanish, but you cannot see the meaning in it. Okay, but you can see what the guy is doing. Jennifer, what is he doing?
Saving?
Saving money. It means that that is the meaning of this verb in Spanish. Okay?
Is that saving money or saving?
Saving.
Saving.
See, the only difference is that because you have one exception when you say to save a person.
Okay.
That is different. But to save when you talk about money, when you talk about time, when you talk about gasoline, when you talk about electricity, when you talk about water, okay? But this is how you can learn the verbs. Ahorrar in Spanish, to save in English. Okay, Jill, what's the next one? Read it in Spanish.
Alquilar is
Alquilar
for rent.
for rent. Very good. So it's
Yes.
alquilar for rent. Okay, James,
Alquilar.
what's the next one?
Amar.
Amar. What's the meaning?
Affection.
Don't tell me to miss the train.
Don't tell me to miss the train. What? I don't get it.
Is it love?
One day, one student told me that the meaning of the verb amar, it was to miss the train. But no, it's not to miss the train. It's to, to
You love?
To love.
to love. Yeah. With your wife, Tika, this is the first verb that you need to know. Amar, to love. Amor. Tika's wife, they call us amor, love. Yeah. Okay. All these verbs, apagar, to turn off, arreglar, to fix, ayudar, to help, bailar, to dance, bajar, to go down. Here we have more. Beber. What's the meaning of beber?
Drink.
To drink.
To drink. What's the meaning of comer?
Eat.
To eat.
Okay, that is exactly what I want that you learn. Wagner. Okay, this is one infinitive verb in Spanish. It means that the infinitive verb in English is when you say to eat. It's not only eat. Okay? When you say comprender, it means, Wagner, understand. No, it should be to understand. That is the complete infinitive verb, okay? Correr. James, ¿qué significa correr?
To run.
To run. If you say only run, I need to say that is not correct. So that remember, the infinitive verb is when you say in English, to run, to break, to sell, to open, to share, to describe, okay? That is the concept of infinitive verb, the basic or the original form of the verb. Okay, Wagner, so, but in that case, what is an unconjugated verb? The conjugated verb is when we modify the original verb. So, if you said, I describe, she describes, we describe. If you say, he wrote, I am writing, she's writing, all that forms are conjugated. Why? Because we modified the original form of the verb. Okay? So that if we return to the structure, remember that in the finger number 3, the verb number 1, it should be conjugated, and the verb number 2, it should be infinitive. One more example. If you say to want, that is infinitive. But if you say I want, now that it's conjugated. Okay?
Mm.
The question is, or I have a question, what is the information that we need to know if you want to conjugate a verb?
Who's
Who wants it?
saying it? Who's speaking?
Who is
And the
speaking?
tense.
And
The tense.
the tense.
Present or past or
Feel excellent. If we want to conjugate a verb, Wagner, we need to know the endings. Well, yes, but not. Wagner, we need to know the meaning. Yes, of course, but not. So what we need to know if you want to conjugate a verb is when the action is happening and who is doing the action. And this is exactly the same in English. Because if you have the verb to eat and you want to speak in the present, talking about the person I, you are going to say, I eat. But if you have exactly the same verb, the same person, but now in the past, you are going to say,
I ate.
I ate.
Eat.
I eat and I ate. So you use the same in English. The difference is that the way of the endings that you use in English are different than how we do that in Spanish. But the logic is the same. We need to know when the action is happening and we need to know who is doing the action. Okay. In the system, we are going to use that information. So, because remember, the idea is that do this easy. In the finger number 1, we will say when the action is happening. And in the finger number 2, we are going to say who is doing the action. Now we have the 80% of the salad. Well, not the salad, not the order of the information. Remember, that is the main question. Wagner, how I can put information together? Follow this, that's it. Follow this. Time, person. Verb 1 conjugated, verb 2 infinitive, and in the finger 5, we are going to put everything that you want to say. So we will put here the information. We will put here the information. Okay? Bien.
Bien.
I have, remember that we have 15,000 verbs. The good thing with this system is in the finger number 1, we will use only 6 verbs. In the finger number 3, we will use only 6 verbs. We have 15,000, but we will use only 6. And with these 6 verbs, in 1 month, you will be able to create more than 2,000 different sentences that you can use in 2,000 different situations. Wagner, you are crazy. Yes, I told you I am crazy, but this is real. And you will see how it works that. The question is, Wagner, which ones are these 6 main verbs? What do you think are these 6 main verbs?
To have,
To
to
have,
need, to need,
to need,
to want,
to want,
to be able to or can,
to can, be able to can.
and to should,
Ay, Jill, I am happy.
and to like. I watched your video and I made
Exactly.
notes.
Exactly, Jill. I am so happy. I realized with this information that you saw my previous video.
I
Exactly.
did.
Nobody knows which ones are these verbs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you know them. Exactly. These are the 6 main verbs. To have to need, to want, can't, or to be able to, should, and finally the verb to like. These are the 6 main verbs. With these 6 main verbs, you will be able to create thousands of sentences. Okay? Okay, Wagner, which one? What's the meaning of these verbs? What's the meaning of these verbs in Spanish? To have to, it's the verbo tener que. To need, necesitar. To want, querer. To be able to, poder. Should is deber. And to like is gustar. Okay? Tener que, necesitar, querer, poder, deber, y gustar. In the program, we study all the conjugations. Today, for the demonstration, we will use these verbs only with the person yo, only with I, okay? And we will use I and we will use the tense present, okay? So the conjugation of this verb is tener, tengo que, necesito, quiero, puedo, debo y me gusta. Tengo que, necesito, quiero, puedo, debo y me gusta. These are the 6 main verbs, and we have the conjugation according to the person I and in the tense present, okay? One of the difficult things in Spanish is the conjugation. And I think you mentioned that, oh, Wagner, it's hard to conjugate verbs. Yes, you are right. But it is hard if you try to memorize all the conjugations. We have 15,000 verbs. It's not possible to learn to memorize all the conjugations. However, we can memorize patterns of conjugation. And you will learn today the first pattern. In this case, the pattern is always when we conjugate the verbs according to the person yo, the ending of the verb, it's o. See it here. Tengo, necesito, quiero, puedo, debo. Okay? This happened with the 95% of the verbs. However, we have 15% that the way of conjugation is different. And this is the example, because if you see here is not ending with O, if not, it's ending with A. This verb is something that we call a special verb. For me, the verbo to like is not special. For me, it's weird. Okay? And we will talk about that in other moments. Okay? Today, just to see the conjugation of the verbs. Okay? So now we want to make sentences in Spanish. Okay, good. Let me put here, see, let me put this here. Today, I have to clean my office. Can I say this? Wagner, normally we put the time at the end. Yeah, you are right with that. See? But it's okay also if you put it at the beginning. Today, what do you need to do today? What do you have today to do today? Oh, Wagner, today I have to clean my office. What's the intention of this sentence? It's something that it should be mandatory. Remember that I said these kind of verbs gave us a specific intentions. Always when you say, I have to clean, I have to go, I have to buy, I have to study, it's because we consider that that situation is a little bit mandatory for us, okay? Today I have to clean my office. If you want to say this in Spanish, it will be, hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina. Remember, you have the same system in English and we have the same system in Spanish. Jennifer, please read it in Spanish or read it in English.
Hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina.
And in English?
And today I have to clean my office.
Today I have to clean my office. Today I have to, hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina. Wagner, what is this? What is que? I know that que is what, but you don't have this in English. Yeah. This is one auxiliary that you don't have in English, but we have it in Spanish. Okay. The verbo tener is one of the verbs that use this auxiliary. Okay. Bien.
Wait, have has the is the only one that has an auxiliary, which is the K. Is that what you're saying? Have is a special one.
Have is the special one.
Got it.
See, there's other ones, but this in this case, with to have is it's enough. And we will talk in the program about the verb to have has more than one use. Let me give you only one small example. It's not the same when you say, I have to go to the bank than when you say, as Jennifer said, I have 4 cats. I have to go to the bank. That means like for you to go to the bank is something that you have to do. Meanwhile, in the second sentence, what you are saying is, I have in my possession 4 cats. So entonces, en español also we have with the verbo tener at least 5 or 6 different uses. Okay? When we use que, always when you use 2 verbs together. Wagner, it's wrong if I say, yo tengo que 4 gatos. Yes, because we will use the particle que only when we have 2 verbs together. But here we have a noun. We have the cats. Okay? Bien. Wagner, why do you like the system? I like the system because with only this first sentence, you will be able to create 6 additional sentences and all the rest of the sentences with different meaning. Number 1. O yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina. Now for the second sentence, I will use exactly the same information, but I am going to change the verb who puts the intention. Now I am going to say necesito. So with only this change, now we have 2 different sentences. Jill, read number 1.
Hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina.
James, read number 2. Are you frozen? Jennifer, read number 2.
And it's hoy, because you don't say the H, right? So hoy yo necesito limpiar mi oficina. Am I saying limpiar right?
You are saying correctly, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, very good point, Jennifer. Jill, when we have H, the sound H is silent.
Always.
Exactly. Entonces, it's not hoy. If not, it's hoy.
Hoy.
James, read number 1.
Hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina.
Read number 2.
Hoy yo necesito limpiar mi oficina.
If all of you see, we have 2 sentences with almost the same information, following the 5-finger system, but with 2 different meanings, because one is more mandatory and the other one is a need. So see this. Because if the situation is mandatory, I will use tengo que. But if the situation is need, I will use necesito. And one time, if you go to the next verb, I will copy exactly the same, but I will change the verb who puts the intention. And now I want to say quiero. Jill, read number 3.
Hoy yo quiero limpiar mi oficina.
The intention now is completely different because it's not the same. It's not the same. I have to clean the office. It's not the same. I need to clean the office, but now the situation is I want to clean my office. See how the intention changed. Okay, and we can continue with the rest of the verbs. Number 4, o yo. If we go here, this is the number 4. Jennifer, o yo.
Puedo.
Puedo limpiar mi oficina.
O yo puedo limpiar mi oficina. James, the next one. O yo.
Debo.
O yo debo. O yo debo limpiar mi oficina. And finally, we can say hoy a mí. Remember that we are using the special one. This special verb, the conjugation is different. I am not going to go deep with this verb, but I am going to show you the sentence. Hoy a mí me gusta limpiar mi oficina. Today I like to clean my office. See this. Today I have to clean my office. Today I need to clean my office. Today I want to clean my office. Today I am able to clean my office. Today I should clean my office. And today I like to clean my office. Obviously, the exercise sounds like a weird, but the truth is not weird. What I want to show you is like how only doing small changes with the verb who puts the intention, we will be able to create sentences according the situation. Okay? Jennifer, can you see that?
Yes, I can see that now.
Jill, can you see that?
Again?
James, can you see that?
Mhm.
Okay, but also I like the structure because you cannot do only that. What about if we change the verb in the finger number 4? And instead to clean, you will use decorar. ¿Qué significa decorar?
To decorate.
To decorate. And see how only doing one small change in the verb number 2, now we have a new sentence. Because the first one, it was, hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina. Today I have to clean my office. But maybe it's not to clean, if not to decorate. And now we have a new sentence. Today I have to decorate my office. Today I need to decorate my office. Oh, today I want to decorate my office. Or maybe now is not to decorate, if not vender. ¿Qué significa vender?
So,
Vender is to sell. Today I have to sell my office. Yeah, maybe you need to move to other place and now you don't need your office. Today I need to sell my office. Today I want to sell my office. And this is random, but what I want that you see is how the system works with the idea to create different sentences. So after this example, let me return to the original example. Jennifer, if we use the verbo limpiar, if we use the verb to clean, how many sentences are you able to create if you follow the system?
well, 6.
In this case, 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you learn one verb per day during 30 days, imagine that how many sentences are you able to create or that you can use according to the situation. James, can you see that we can create 6 sentences with every verb?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Okay, but that is not true. We are not able to create only 6 sentences. We are able to create with the same information, we are able to create not only 6, we are able to create 12. The question is how we can get the other 6 sentences.
Do el, nosotros.
Oh, Jennifer, very good question. But if you change the person, imagine that we have a new set of sentences. So you are starting that new block, yeah. Jill,
Yes.
how we can get 6 more sentences following?
Will you just change the person?
Very good answer. If we change the person, yes. If you change the person, we will have a new set of sentences.
Or change the time?
If we
When?
change the time, we will have a new set of sentences. That is why that I said that with the system, you will be able to create thousands of sentences. James, what do you think?
I love the system and the framework.
So why isn't there ella in the yo do? So, you know, I, you, he, we, and ellos, but there's not ella.
See this. Yo, tú, él,
Yeah.
él,
Or, oh, yeah, okay. Okay,
Ella, usted.
Yes.
These three, they are in the same group.
okay, got it.
Okay. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. 10 seconds. I will let you know when you can open it.
Okay.
Don't open your don't open your eyes. If not, you are not going to get discount in the program.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my dog to stop snoring. He's in the snoring stage. And he sounds like an 80-year-old man. Bailey. He's driving me crazy. Bailey.
Now we have new 6 sentences.
Can we look?
Yeah. You can open your eyes now.
Oh, right. You don't want to anymore.
Jennifer, read number 1.
Okay. Hoy yo tengo que limpiar mi oficina.
Read number 7.
Hoy yo no tengo que limpiar mi oficina.
Jill, read number 2.
Hoy yo necesito limpiar mi oficina.
Number 8.
Hoy yo no necesito limpiar mi oficina.
James, number 3.
Hoy yo quiero limpiar mi oficina.
Okay, no. Oh, yeah, very good. And number 9.
Hoy yo no quiero limpiar mi oficina.
Exactly. We can do this if the sentence is affirmative, or we can do this if the sentence is negative. So it means like with only one verb, if you follow the system, you will be able to create 12 sentences each verb. And remember that in this step, I suggest that you study 77 verbs. So that is why the student, they are able to speak or to create sentences faster, because that is exactly what they need. Wagner, do I need the alphabet? I love the alphabet. But for me, it's more important if you are able to create sentences, because you need to go outside and use that. Okay? Wagner, can I say only tengo que limpiar mi oficina? Yes, you can say that. But remember that we are training your brain with the idea to produce complete sentences. If you need to use only part of the sentence, it's okay. But the good thing is that you know how to do everything together. Okay? Jill, do you like this? Jennifer,
Yes,
do you
no,
like this?
Yeah.
I do. I struggle with the pronunciation part. I struggle with English pronunciation. So in this
Wow.
system, will there be a way to the tricks of like making sure I'm saying it right? Hearing you say it, me saying it, it does help. Absolutely. That's right. But will there be a way to, so somebody who struggles with the pronunciation?
The pronunciation. Everybody has problems with pronunciation. But if you go and say this, even if your pronunciation is not correct, people is going to understand you. Don't worry. Those are things that you will fix in the process. Okay? Those are things that you will fix in the process. Okay. This is the first part why I like the system. After the students, they learn how to make sentences following the 5-finger system, they will be able to start creating small conversations. Okay? Wagner, how we can do that? I will show you here. Sentence number 1. Hoy, let me change the time. Ahora yo necesito estudiar español. Who knows the meaning of this?
I need to study Spanish.
Right now, I need to study Spanish.
Now I need to study Spanish, okay? But this sentence is not completely correct, okay? Now ahora yo necesito estudiar español. Now is correct. Now the sentence is correct, okay?
Mhm.
Ahora yo necesito estudiar español. This is one sentence where we are following the five-finger system, okay? Sentence number 2. Ahora yo quiero vivir en Costa Rica. ¿Qué significa? What's the meaning?
Quiero, no quiero.
Now I want to go. No, live is to, no,
To
it's
live, very good, to live.
to live in Costa Rica.
Now I want to live in Costa Rica. Okay. One more. Ahora yo debo vender mi casa en USA. Who knows
Canada.
the meaning of that?
Now I should sell my house. Yes.
So see these 3 sentences following the system. Now I need to study Spanish with Wagner. Now I want to live in Costa Rica. Now I should sell my house in United States.
How do you know the difference between can and should?
Sorry?
How do I know when I'm saying can or should? Because you said debo is can and should, right, together, isn't it?
No.
No.
Oh, be able to. Never mind. Okay, got it. Can and be able to is together.
Yeah, can it like we are talking about possibility
Okay.
versus should we are talking about something that is mandatory, but not as the verb to have to.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here we have 3 sentences following the 5-finger system, but after we do one small changes in the structure, you will have one small conversation. And here is where I teach to my students the use of connectors. So when you use connectors, if you connect sentence 1 with sentence 2, with sentence 3, 4, 5, wherever, you will be creating conversation. See this. Ahora yo necesito estudiar español con Wagner porque yo quiero vivir en Costa Rica. Pero primero yo debo vender mi casa en Estados Unidos. Now we have one small conversation. Now I need to study Spanish with Wagner because I want to live in Costa Rica. But first, I should sell my house in the United States. Obviously, this is random. The example is random. But see how you have now one small conversation using 5-finger sentences. One more. Ahora, hoy, yo necesito ir al supermercado. What's the meaning of this?
I need to go
Today I
to
need to go to the supermarket.
Very good. Sentence number 2. Hoy yo quiero cocinar la cena para mi familia. James, what's the meaning of this?
Today I need to cook for my family.
Well, it's not need, if not I want.
Oh, I want. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, see this. We have 2 sentences following the system. O yo necesito ir al supermercado. O yo quiero cocinar la cena para mi familia. If we connect these 2 sentences, now you will have a small idea, a small conversation. Today I need to go to the supermarket because I want to cook dinner for my family. See how you start creating sentences. And you can do this in the present. You can do exactly the same in the past, and you can do the same in the future. This is how the student, they start creating sentences. I know that you are not beginners, so that is good because the information that you have in your brain You are going to put that. What happened when the student with only 3 days in Costa Rica is able to create one sentence like this? Definitely you want to be in the country because you will feel confidence to produce. That is the point. Remember, that is the situation. You want to feel confident here. You want to speak with the people. You want to speak with your mother-in-law. And if you pay attention, your conversations is going to follow this pattern. Obviously, we do that faster, and also we do that automatically. But if you pay attention to your conversations, this is what I am teaching you, okay? Okay, this is the 5-finger system. In the program, also, I teach something that we call the 4-finger system. In that case, instead to use 2 verbs together, we will use only 1 verb. And that is the kind of sentences that we say that they are a fact. Okay, let me give you one example. Today, every Saturday, I cook dinner for my wife. This kind of sentence is something that we call a fact. See, every Saturday I cook dinner for my wife. Okay, we can do the same in español. Todos los sábados yo cocino la cena para mi esposa. Remember, the first structure, the 5-finger system, probably what we say is, today I need to cook dinner for my wife. Remember that this kind of sentences has a specific intention. But this other sentence, what we have is a fact. You can do that following the system. Or if you say, last Saturday, I cooked dinner for my wife. If you see, we are following the same structure, but now in the past. And you can use exactly the same structure if you want to say that in the future, okay? When you realize how you make sentences in English is how you can do the same sentences in Spanish. Remember, obviously we have some differences, but you are going to learn about all that changes in the process, okay? Jill, can you see the 2 different kind of sentences that we produce? One with intention, the other with fact. And
With fact, yeah.
And even if it's a fact, we can do it in the present, in the past, and in the future. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jennifer?
Yes.
James? So that is why I told you at the beginning, after 3 months, our students, they are speaking in present, past, and future, because that is the time that we need to teach you that these 2 structures, 5-finger sentences, 4-finger sentences, plus obvious, all the vocabulary that you need to produce the sentences. If you want to cook rice, you need to have the ingredients. If you want to speak Spanish, you need to have content in your brain. Now you know how to make sentences, but you need to produce sentences. This is how I start with my students. Wagner, what happened after this? Always you will use the system. Remember what I said 3 minutes ago. Pay attention to your conversation in English. Even your questions, even your answers, you are using the system, okay? So always we use the system. Now your process is to put all that information in Spanish. And remember, after you know the system and you put information in Spanish, you don't need to translate because you will think automatically in Spanish. Remember, the person who loses time trying to translate, you are not going to do that. Obviously, you need to learn the meaning, but after you learn that, you will use it automatically. Okay? James, ¿qué piensas? What do you think?
I'm tired, but
You're
yeah,
tired? Yeah, I know it's tired. It's Friday.
but
Yeah.
I love the system because I'm a systems thinker. It makes so much. It's so much simpler doing this method.
Exactly. Jill, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. It's amazing the sheer number of questions or facts or comments that you can make with just a few words. You know, so for me, now, do you have classes like in person?
But
Or no?
not yet in San Ramon. But
No,
but we have classes in person. Yes. See.
And where are they located?
I will answer that soon. Jennifer, what do you think about the system?
For me, it really helps because I have a lot of questions. I'm like, why does it do it that way? Why is it that way? And you're helping me to understand it. I don't memorize things just to memorize things. I need to understand the why. And I think your system helps me understand the why.
Sí. Muchísimas gracias. This is exactly, in my case, what I needed to learn English. Because the first 3 years learning English, it was only vocabulario.
Yeah.
But when you understand, oh no, but I can do this in this way. And that is why I love to teach this to my students. Jill, okay. Right now, we have classes online. For example, I know that you are in San Ramon, and I know that Jennifer, she is in Grecia. For example, if you want to start classes, what I can offer you is online sessions. It's the same. I have groups this week. Last week, one group started the process. Okay. We can see your levels because remember, you are not exactly beginners. I can offer you the option to join to my group on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:15 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, I am not. No, I'm a morning person. I got to do
morning
this when my brain is
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah. I understand that. See, normally we have classes from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. So mostly I am the teacher, but also I have 12 teachers that they are working with me. In this case, in this specific group, Jennifer, I am the teacher of this group, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 7 p.m. And I am not exactly starting, but we are going to start to see the system in the group. James, in your case, because you are in Escazú, even if you want to join to the group online, because maybe you are working during the day, but in your case also, we offer the opportunity that you come face-to-face to Santana. I have an office in Santana. And we have now 3 groups for beginners, but normally they are taking classes between 8 and 12 noon. Sometimes the students, they have an option to do it. Is that your case, or is something that you prefer online?
Probably online. I'm not sure. I have to look and think about it. I don't know yet.
See, okay. And Jill, I am doing everything. I am trying to do everything with the idea to start the office in San Ramon. Okay.
If you need help, I am a kitchen designer, retired, but you'll need a kitchen.
Muy bien. Yeah, we can talk about that. See, we can talk about. Actually, in these days, I need to go to San Ramon. Maybe we can meet in person.
Sure. No, I mean, I would have to. I'm interested in, signing up, but it would have to be like a morning class for me because at this time of day, even 3 o'clock or whatever it is in the afternoon, almost 4, my brain is starting to sort of say, okay, that's enough.
I understand completely. The other case, Jill, in case that you, hey, Wagner, so yeah, it's okay for me to wait when you open here in San Ramon, but maybe I want to start the process because in that case, what we can offer you, it's private sessions. There's, for example, the same idea, 2 sessions per day, 2 sessions per week. And when we open the group, you move to the group or you wait, don't worry.
Yeah, I was taking some online private lessons, and I think I would just prefer to be in more of a classroom situation, in all honesty. So if I have to wait a little bit, I do have other avenues that I'm looking at learning Spanish. Now that I took the notes, very detailed notes from your
Jill, if you help
video.
Jill, if you help me, this is what I need. I need at least 6 people that they want to start classes.
Okay.
If you have friends in San Ramon, yeah, entonces I can open faster the office there. So for example, if you have friends that hey, so you know why? Let's start classes with blah 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 blah. We can do it faster. Okay? We can talk about that.
Okay.
See?
Okay, sure.
Jennifer, do you want to talk more about the program? Are you interested to?
Yeah, so I would need to do it online, and I have flexibility in my work during the time. But so right now for my level, it would be Tuesday and Thursdays from 5:15 to 7. Is that what you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, I'm interested. I just need to know the pricing and then, like just how it works. So you're the teacher and that kind of thing.
I will send you the details tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you want to join the group this coming Tuesday, welcome to do that.
Okay.
James, you too.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Your wife will love that you speak Spanish.
I know. I need to do this.
¿Cómo se llama tu esposa?
Mi esposa
Se llama
se llama Lisette.
Lisette. Okay.
Lisette.
Sí. Bueno, this is what I like to do. This is the classes that I like to show to the student because this is the example. This is the best way to promote my class. I want to say thank you because you decide to attend this session. I know it's Friday, it's late. Now it's time for one beer, but no cerveza.
I still have one.
Of wine or water or whatever, but yeah, I enjoy a lot the classes with you, okay?
Okay.
Muchísimas gracias, Jill, muchas gracias, James, gracias, and I will be in touch with you, okay?
Okay.
Bye. Gracias.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Now we need a picture. You know what? Because you are members of the 5-finger system.
Okay.
You are members that you need to do this. Point your finger. Okay, I will take the picture soon. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2. Eso. Muchas gracias. Bye.
Okay.
Adiós.
Wagner, I
Sí.
need to fix my hair in Photoshop, so you got to send me that picture. Like it's a bit of a disaster.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.